Uh, so I live in not so sunny today, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It's snowing, cats and dogs, whatever you can call it. And, you know, my job is to diagnose cancers. My passion is to teach health. Today, we're going to be talking, yes, I'm a very, very proud life antiger. Today, we're going to be talking the power of NRF2. I will elaborate, and we're only going to concentrate on one product. And I have exactly 27 minutes because there will be another presentation. So let me start sharing the screen. All right. So guys, now, this war is very near and dear to my heart with my family, both in Russia. Not that I have a family in Ukraine. I have friends and very close friends' families there. It touches my heart deeply. I'm affected. What does that mean? I'm stressed. So that stress, look what it does. Look what it does to my cells, my system. Okay, it's going to increase different hormones. You've heard of it: stress, cortisol, increase insulin. What does it lead to? Okay, well, it's going to lead to, as you see, I need to move my slide a little bit so I can see. It leads to something that is called fat. It definitely leads to decrease of the immune system. And it leads to something that is called oxidative stress. And for some reason, my slides are not advancing. They are. So basically, what is oxidative stress? Is it bad? Well, actually, oxidative stress, which is an accumulation of free radicals. Free radicals, they are like very angry molecules or something, and they are thieves. They want to steal because they're missing something. They're thieves. They're missing an electron. They want this electron back. So when they're stealing this electron, they're stealing it from anything on their way. Whatever they're stealing on is going to be oxidized. Now, a little bit of oxidative stress is a very good thing. You go work out, that's oxidative stress. A little bit of an excitement, it's oxidative stress. That's normal. That stimulates proper metabolic processes, and everything in our cells, when we are healthy, is in balance. And we're going to talk about it now. Too much of those free radicals, too much of the stress is going to lead to oxidative stress that is too much for the cells, and it's overwhelming for the cells. And the analogy is the apple that is going to shrivel, that is going to rust, that is going to age. Now, when you look down and you look the analogy from the apple to the cells, you see the end product. That cell look very shriveled. The cellular envelope look fractured, which is not good. Cell envelope has to be intact and fluid and smooth so the cells can communicate. When the cell is wrinkled and ruptured, the cell doesn't communicate, and we can call this cell senescent cell, old cell. Now, the problem with those cells in oxidative stress is some of them do not die. When they don't die, they turn into ghost cells. These are all dysfunctional, delinquent, debilitated cells. So we need to get rid of them, or we need to know how to take care of them. So hopefully my next slide is going to work. It's not. Let's move it this way. Now, I told cell in normality. I told you it's a balance. So let's do the analogy. As you see, there's an orchestra. And the orchestra plays different instruments. The interesting thing is, if there is no conductor, even the instruments are all intact and handy dandy, even if it's a Stradivarius, if there is no conductor, there will be cacophony. There will be not a symphony. There will be a noise. So this is the same analogy with a cell. Cell doesn't have one conductor. Cell has multiple conductors. One of the conductors of the cell is called NRF2. Read this slide. It's a master regulator of more than 200 cytoprotective genes. I specifically gave you the references because I'm utilizing some papers, some scientific validation. More than 200, what does it mean, cytoprotective gene? Cyto, cell. Obviously protective is those genes are protecting my well-being. Well, it's encoding proteins that neutralize and detoxify, aka cleanse, both endogenous, meaning that's something that we produce, and exogenous or environmental toxins, regulate factors and cell cycles, regulate the balance, as you see, and it said quality of proteome. Proteins, basically enzymes. Again, please forgive me, I guess my cat is going bananas. That kind of thing. So let's move on. That's the importance of NRF2. Now, let's see the protection in few systems. Again, I'm borrowing the slides. Cytoprotective genes. Today I'm not talking about them in particular, just going to mention one amongst others, maybe a couple. Glutathione. Start looking into glutathione and start looking at this master antioxidant of the cells. Protection of our epithelium, of our lining of the lungs from cigarette smoke. Prevention is the key. Prevention of chemical carcinogens. Skin protection from some harmful lights. Protection from stress-induced ischemia meaning the lack of oxygen. Again, protection of our pancreas. Prevention of noise-induced hearing loss, very important. NRF2 is very important in that protection. Now, Dr. Paul Talalay was one of the grandfathers and godfathers of NRF2. Before we get into detoxifying enzymes, I already mentioned glutathione. I won't be going too far. Look at this. Look where we are. There is nothing till about 2004, and then there is a very, very deep, very, very sharp and a peak and spike, steep spike. In fact, today I was on the first virtual NRF2 conference, kind of similar ones that I have attended 3 times. I have attended 3 out of 5 world NRF2 conferences. So unfortunately, I didn't go neither to London nor to Japan or Spain. I was at home at work, actually, being on Zoom. Unbelievable. How does NRF2 work? And today we're only touching normality. How does it work? NRF2, that conductor, that master regulator of cellular health, it sits quietly and it is bound. It's inactive. It's not going to waste its energy. It's not going to waste cellular energy when there is no need. Here comes a little bit of a hit or oxidative stress or free radical hit, like, some impulse of free radicals. What happened that NRF2, which sits like a key in a lock bound with another complex, it's going to be released. As you see here, it's already free, and it's going into the nucleus, and it sends the signal to those 200 cytoprotective genes. Okay, guys, time to go to work. And then when it did its duty, did its work, it goes back. It goes back into the quiet, or what is called basal state. And that pattern is called pulsatile pattern. Up and down, up and down. It's like a sinusoid. So we're not always on a high. Now, the interesting thing, NRF2 is upregulated, let's say, by the free radicals. It also can be upregulated by either drugs or by the proper food or nutraceuticals. And when it is upregulated by drugs, when it is upregulated by food, by nutraceuticals, it can only be upregulated in physiologic way. So it goes up, you eat your herbs, you eat your combinations, or you eat your food, you eat your broccoli, you activate your NRF2, and it's a very short period of time. NRF2 is active between like 10 to 40 minutes, and then it goes down. Now, are we exclusive? No. Are we unique? Yes. So I want to give an example that there are drugs and there are some nutraceuticals. Are we unique? Absolutely. Now, before I turn on to Protandim, what is probably the most important about NRF2, which I actually learned a few weeks ago? Your cell is a very, very smart organism or mechanism. And it's inside this cell. There is obviously that mechanism of garbage containers, collection of that toxic stuff, of this waste. The problem is, without NRF2, it's not going to be excreted outside. So you can have all the proper elements, all the proper enzymes, all the proper apparatus and your lysosomes and everything. If there is no NRF2, proper upregulation and proper action, that garbage is going to sit in the cell. Garbage in the cell leads to bad things. So now, why are we unique? And why, let's say, I like it? I like us, I'm very well versed about competitors. I'm very well versed about others. I take Protandim since 2013, and I'm not planning to stop. In fact, my cat, who is 5, and which is driving me crazy behind the door, she's also taking every day. I give her a little bit of a Protandim. Now, why do I like it? I like simplicity. So Protandim, which is an NRF2 synergizer. Listen to the word, NRF2 synergizer. So what is it? How is it synergized? It is a synergy of 5 ingredients. That's it. The simplicity. The body, the cells like simplicity. The body does like complexity. Now, when you start stripping it and you start evaluating every root, every nutrient, every one of them is a super ingredient. Milk thistle, beautiful, very well known in liver health. Bacopa, it's a herb that is very well known For people who experience anxieties, it is also one that is going to stimulate serotonin production. And we know that serotonin is a neurotransmitter of calmness and happiness, amongst others. Ashwagandha. Trust me, I need a lot of ashwagandha now, but I take this guy. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. It doesn't stimulate. It takes care of adrenals, calms down adrenals when it needed to be calmed down, maybe stimulates adrenals when they need to be boosted. Unbelievable herb, root actually. Green tea. Everybody knows if we start talking about the benefits of the green tea, let me tell you, just drink your green tea. It is so good for our health. And again, turmeric. My colleagues, they usually make fun of my fingers because it has an orange color. Because I actually, in my salads, I use raw turmeric. But for this, we are using the extract. All of these herbs, they are used as an extract. So the extract of turmeric is used with the most active ingredient, which is called curcumin. Again, turmeric, when you start researching it, the applications for health and ill health are tremendous. Now, the thing is, I told you it's it's actually not an NRF2 synergy, it is, but the science, the research that was done, it was done on something that NRF2 stimulates. NRF2 activates SOD, superoxide dismutase, one of the antioxidant enzymes. So what was discovered that the synergy, the combination of this of this 5 created the 18-fold increase in the expression of this antioxidant gene SOD. Now, it's interesting. For me, everything has to be proven. Today, I was actually amazed because I haven't done, let's say, pretended PubMed search because I'm pretty well versed. So I'm studying NRF2 and everything. So today, for this lecture, what I did, I went on Google Scholar because this is validated website, and I went to PubMed. So when I did Google Scholar, PubMed, and Pretendum, I put in the search box. Guess what? There are 229 results. So 229 papers either use Pretendum as the main part of the study, or reference to it. And on PubMed or National Institute of Health Digital Library, when you search Pretendum, 28 studies popped up, which is amazing because this is a validation. Again, so this is my validation when I compare myself to the competitors. Going towards the end of the presentation, look at this longevity wheel. And all these parts, they are entirely interconnected. So let's say today we addressed NRF2. Maybe next lecture, we will address NAD, and then we can strip and talk about different aspects of the longevity wheel. Because soon the longevity will be, longevity is an aspect of health, but age may be put into the disease category. Now, I will never teach supplements without talking lifestyle. The foundation of health does not begin with the supplements, even cellular upregulators. The foundation of health, and that will be in the next slide, begins with our happiness and our nutrient dense foods. And yes, I'm bragging. This is my salad or something that I ate as a snack or evening meal, because my evening meals are lighter than my morning meals. Going back or going forward, for our health, we got to move, we got to exercise. And most important, guys, we got to be happy, we got to love. So basically, this is what I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to stop this, stop sharing, and I'm going to stop recording.